What it do? Welcome to another new episode of Tech File. We ain't even gonna hold y'all too long. We got some NFL, NBA, and pro wrestling news to get to. So let's get into it. Welcome to episode 328 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Catch Me, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Hello.
What voice was that?
This is my radio voice. This is my action man voice.
Take that back to the store.
Return that. I am the Eric J.
Only known as
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, shit. Damn. God damn. I've been gone for too. I'm sorry.
Talk about taking it back to the store.
Delete all that shit. God damn. Better known as, I'm still working on it.
Do we have to bleep that one out again?
We might as well just call him Mace because he is welcome back.
Yeah.
Hey, it's something. Somebody last week had hit me up, or the week before when you was on here and it got bleeped out. It's like, what did he say that got bleeped?
Yes.
I said something that wasn't going to hit. It was not going to stick. Some housekeeping before we get into our topics of the week. As a reminder, please like, share, subscribe, rate, review, all of the things you can do for free to help support the pod. If you're watching on the YouTube version of the show, drop some comments, like the video, make sure you subscribe to the Technical File podcast YouTube page, hit the notification bell so that when we go live, you get notified about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as we say now, show us what that word of mouth do. We really need to know. We need to know. So tell somebody and tell somebody else about Tech File. Get them right, because we really are the sports podcast you never knew you needed. So
make them come fast.
Jesus Christ. He couldn't wait. Let's go.
All right. So subscribe, like, rate, review, all that good stuff for the podcast. All right.
Can I just say, we are great at naming episode titles because I'm going through all our past ones and these are hilarious.
Oh yeah, for sure. just hit them with a few.
Dots to the ops.
That was a good one.
That's the ops.
Naysayers and pairs.
Hey, I like that one.
Yeah.
What that word of mouth do.
Show us.
Yeah, that was great.
Tell me why I use SOB.
Oh, shit.
Why?
Super Trash Brothers.
Yeah.
Which
That was a
we
favorite
graduated
of
from
mine.
that one.
Yeah, we did.
We ain't trash no more.
Yeet.
My favorite was what? The Bee's Knees?
The Bee's Knees was the
that was
classic.
one of my favorites.
That was pre-pandemic Tech File.
Yeah, I'm just going through ones from the last couple of weeks. So
Like,
Have a bold evening.
Bix, not Blix.
that was, I think that was Ken who had said that. That was with the John Morant. It's Bix, not Blix. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah, we got some fire titles. I love some of the on the brink with the deer about to jump off after the Bucks is about to get put out in the first round against the Miami Heat. Sometimes. All right, y'all. Let's get into the topic discussion for the week. For the NFL segment this week, instead of us each picking a different topic to talk about, we are just going to focus our efforts on the conference championship weekend review. Oh, Vince McMahon. Having him as a cover artist. 277 to take 5. Well, hey.
That's when he was on that bullshit, too.
He was back. He looked like he was in the picture, too. But, yeah, we're going to talk about the championship conference weekend. Just talk about the Chiefs-Ravens game and then the 49ers-Lions game. From there, we will move into some NBA where we each actually do have a topic in NBA. And then for wrestling, we are just going to recap the Royal Rumble and all the news around the Rumble that has come out over the last week. So let's get into it. So the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Baltimore Ravens 17-10 to now return to the Super Bowl. It is their 4th Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 seasons for the Chiefs. And in the first half of that game, Travis Kelce passed Jerry Rice to claim the all-time postseason receptions record. I have heard so much throughout the season about how Travis Kelce is washed. Travis Kelce is washed. He done lost a step. He didn't look like he lost no steps against Baltimore, I can tell you that. That man was cooking. And Lamar Jackson is now 2-4 in the playoffs without a Super Bowl. This is a Baltimore Ravens team that had one of the best defenses that metrics would say the NFL has ever seen. One of them, top flight defense. And Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs found a way to put up 17, which you would say like that's not bad.
They did their job.
But Baltimore could only muster up 10 points of their own. What are some of y'all takeaways from that AFC Championship game?
I feel like every time Lamar gets put in a situation to where like there's no way. He's had a hell of a year. Baltimore has a hell of a team. They should be able to move, bro. They should be able to do this, that, and the third. They put up 10. There were times throughout the game, it was as we talking, run, my boy. They were number 1 in running in the league. And yet and still, they had 16 rushes the whole game within 1 score. Lamar had 8 of them. There are so many different times, and I was listening to the post-game show on Fox, and they was like, there was only 8 designed runs called for the game.
Gus
that
Edwards
is wild.
Only had 3, as Mark pointed out in the comments.
Within a 1-score game, you still have the ability to run the ball.
Yeah.
Lamar throwing interceptions in the middle of 3 people.
That was a bad one.
I
don't know what he saw.
You didn't see him have a pass. That was a pass interference too. But you did not see that happening when you threw it with 3 people.
He probably saw, was it likely? He put his hand up like, I'm gone, and trusted it. He just threw it.
Bro, there's 11 people on the other side of the field. You have 11 on your side. 3 of them was on 1 receiver. I'm sure somebody else was wide the fuck open. Like, that's crazy to me. In the situation, Zay Flowers, he tried, but then at the same time, he had a roller coaster. He had the touchdown was great. He tried to reach for the other one. That was just a great play by Willie Snead. But Snead had a great play.
What's his name? No, go ahead.
Okay, and then he also had, I think he had the penalty too for the taunting penalty.
He did.
L'Jarius Snead. And it's just, it was disappointing to a point because it's like, okay, y'all had different opportunities, different moments, different avenues. There was different times where we all like, he would typically take off here. And he did not. And it was like, he looked shook. He looked like he playing scared. He looked like I'm not trying to commit a turnover, even though I'm going to throw it in the middle of 3 people. I don't get that. And we all was rooting for him. We was rooting for you. Because he was
rooting for him. That's why. Tim was on here a couple weeks ago saying, like, it's Baltimore only. Like, Baltimore. Best team in the league is going all through Baltimore. And then we saw the effort. I shouldn't say the effort. There was effort there for sure. It's only a 7-point game.
Correct.
It's a winnable game for Baltimore regardless. But it just looked like everything was difficult for him. Everything. Like, I know the Chiefs did a good job of taking away some of them intermediate throws around in the field that Lamar loves, but yet and still, the running part is the thing that I don't understand. Like, that's the part of it for me where it's like, I don't understand. Ooh, Jeff said I would rather have Jordan Love than Lamar.
I don't know about that yet.
I'll tell you what, though. If Baltimore came to the Packers and said, we will trade you Lamar Jackson for Jordan Love, I wouldn't do it. I can say that.
Really?
I would not do it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I feel like LaFleur would go crazy with Lamar.
I don't know.
But the running quarterback and the way he...
I don't feel great about saying this. But given that my basketball team has to be built in a specific way to accentuate the positives and mitigate the negatives of our best player, I wouldn't want that for my quarterback. which isn't to say like it's anything wrong with it. It's just like it makes the degree of difficulty of building a team around his unique talents makes it more difficult. Whereas Jordan Love has a more conventional play style, which allows you to kind of build in a more traditional way, which doesn't limit like the type of talent that you can put around him, if that makes sense.
No, I hear what you're saying.
It's not shit.
It's
like,
no
I love
shade,
it, but it's
a
just
great
like it makes it difficult.
He's a great quarterback. Young too, six seasons in the league so far, I believe. Like, he's gonna get another MVP award probably this season, and he's gonna be a 2-time MVP who just made it to his very first AFC Championship game. Listen, the conversation around Lamar Jackson is going to continue to get louder until they're able to actually get to the Super Bowl. So that's just going to be part of it. But Kim, what were some of your takeaways from the Chiefs Ravens game that kicked off the weekend for us?
It's just seeing like Lamar Jackson, like his play, like been watching him all season and just seeing like how he's been calculated. Like he sees his reads, like he makes the correct throws, like he sees everything. But like for some reason, it just seems like he allowed the media and everybody else like get in his head. So you can tell that he was second guessing himself the entire game. So that was one of the things that I was kind of frustrated. Like just like with Tim, like because he's been playing so well, black quarterback, black man. Like we wanted him to really do well, and it seemed like it was in the bag. Like they should have won that game, and they could have won that game. It was only 7 points. So that was my biggest takeaway, is just seeing like how. I don't want to say like he's self-destructive, but just seeing like he was completely out of whack.
I think that for me, it like to simplify, it's like you can't turn the ball over in the end zone twice.
Yep.
Like it's a one possession game, and you turned it over either in the end zone or at the goal line 2 times. It's like those are your 2 scores.
Yeah.
And that's what playoff football is. Like it comes down to, not to quote Any Given Sundays, but like, it's that final inch. Like it's like you gotta scratch and claw for it. So like
game of inches.
It is.
I definitely thought that he was when I first initially seen the replay when Zay Flowers reached for the end zone. I was like, oh no, he in there. Like, I'm sure it's in there. Then they showed the replay. I was like, damn,
like, not even close.
That was
it was like
great play, dog. That was a hell of a play. But with that said, shout out to the Chiefs defense.
Absolutely,
they were cooking, bro. Like they did what they came to. They was the number 2 defense. Though.
Listen, when the game started off with the Kelsey touchdown, which was what a throw, what a catch. And then we come back to the Zay Flowers touchdown where Lamar Jackson broke out the sack and he's running around. I was like, how did he not get sacked here? How did he extend this play to touchdown? I was sitting here like, yo, this is about to be a shootout.
Catching his own pass.
Next thing you know.
That was nuts.
Catching his own pass.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is going on?
It should have been a pick.
But caught that motherfucker, took off like it was meant for him.
Exactly. And outside of like plays like that, like the Ravens offense just didn't have too much to it. And I think a big part of it is what Tim harped on in the very first thing he said, which was they didn't lean on the running game enough in this particular matchup against the Chiefs. And that bit him in the butt. Meanwhile, the Chiefs were able to have a pretty balanced game. Patrick Mahomes was, man, I'm gonna stop doubting that man.
Like he's good. Like, dude, he's that dude, man.
I watched Aaron Rodgers week after week, front row seat. Listen, what Patrick Mahomes is doing,
the boy's good.
He's already got Rodgers. Like it's crazy how talented Patrick Mahomes is.
He goat status.
Young goat man.
Like for real.
Yeah. Like some of the again escaping sacks. He getting grabbed on. All of a sudden he's shuffling up the field like 2 yards and throw a duck. It looked like Kelsey out of nowhere, dive and catch. All of a sudden out of nowhere, some sidearm and some shit. Like, bro, some of the dots, it's just
arm talent. He's intelligent. Like he also doesn't make many mistakes. He does not turn the ball over, which again is the core Aaron Rodgers tenet, where it's like, I'm not going to give you the ball. And outside of Patrick Mahomes, just shout out to the Chiefs in general for all
Andy
raising
Reid,
their
shout
play.
out to him.
Like everybody, the play calling, the receivers catching the ball. I see in the comments, I think it was Mark who was shouting out MVS. Like MVS, as we have known since he was here in Green Bay, has had a problem with the droppies, and with the Chiefs, that was part of their problem. Like the receivers were dropping a lot of passes here, and then the playoffs here, they have been making plays. Rice emerging is also such a big thing for this offense as well, because now he has the number one wide receiver option to go with Travis Kelce.
I mean, I to Mark's point, like I felt good for MVS just because like I know the type of shit that he's gotten over the years, and then earlier this season, like he cost him a game with a drop. But yeah, reading off Mark's comment, I don't know if you can highlight that, dude. But he said Patrick Mahomes has now played 17 playoff games, so a full season. His numbers in that season: 67% completion percentage, 4,800 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Go.
This was his first playoffs
on the road.
And he looked like he's still at the crib.
I was gonna say it's almost as if he's a great quarterback no matter where he plays. Like all that shit.
My man celebrating in your living room.
Man, shout out to the Chiefs though on that victory. Ravens, good season. I'm sure that the fan base feels like it's a missed opportunity. It was the first AFC Championship game in Baltimore ever, so they were super hype about that as well. But they ran into Patrick Mahomes, like. That's the new Tom Brady, where it's like you good, but like you happen to run into Patrick Mahomes here, and sorry, good luck. Try again. On the NFC side, we had the San Francisco 49ers defeat the Detroit Lions 34-31.
Okay.
27 consecutive.
I'm like, you need to get some water. I was about to go try to save you. So my cape on, goddamn it.
Real about to try to
unleash the cape.
Choking
I was about to fly the fuck away.
No, the Lions show.
Yeah, they did.
27 consecutive points scored by the 49ers in that game. The Lions were celebrating at halftime in the second quarter.
We got it.
Who was it? Gardner Johnson?
Yep.
Sitting here waving at the crowd. Like, yeah, bye-bye, y'all. It's like, y'all got a half a game left, brother, man.
Like, damn, bro.
Then at the end, they sitting there with the he ate ass face.
Man, tears. Just can't believe how the game has unfolded. And, of course, the big conversation that has come from the 49ers Lions game has been around Dan Campbell and his decisions to go for it on fourth down. Where people were like, just take the points. Just take the points. Take the field goal. Me personally, Dan Campbell is going to be Dan Campbell, and that's how they got there, by being aggressive. I do not fault that man for continuing to lean on what he normally does in those situations, because with the 49ers, as you saw, they rattled off 27 straight points. You know they can put points up on the board. So if you have an opportunity to add 7, go ahead and do it. Like, that's what the Packers did as well when they went for it. Like, they're trying to get 7. Forget the 3. We want the 7 because we know what this offense can do on the other sideline.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if he does take the points and he's more conservative, they're like, oh, you lost by 3 points or 4 points or whatever it was. Like, you've been aggressive this whole time. Like, why are you going to change it up now? It's like, no, dance with the partner that brought you. Like, being aggressive means high risk, high reward. And like, they're a high risk team, and you know, they ran into a better team. Honestly.
I'm looking at it was literally a tale of two halves. So, Lions first possession, touchdown. San Francisco missed field goal. I was like, yeah, they kicker was shitty like us. Lions second possession, touchdown. San Francisco then scored. Lions third possession, punt. Then San Francisco threw a pick. Lions fourth possession, touchdown. Then 49ers had the punt. Lions fifth possession, field goal. 24-7 in the half. Start of second half, field goal for San Francisco. First fourth down miss for the Lions. Touchdown for San Francisco. Lions fumble. Touchdown for San Francisco. Lions punt. Field goal for San Francisco. Lions losing on downs. Touchdown for San Francisco. Touchdown for Detroit. And that's the game. Like,
yeah.
I get it because, again, those who say, well, when he took the 2 field goals, we'd have won by 3 instead of losing by 3. Sure, but to Camille's point, that's not who he's been all year. And people have reveled in the fact that who he has been all year has been the ankle biters, the mad dogs. Like he's been fuck the norm. We finna go for it, bro. All gas, no brakes.
And what it look like changing that up now? Like it just
exactly at this point.
Right. I am Water in the comments said what bothers me is how the Packers beat the Chiefs ass though, and we out. Jordan straight out played McHomie. Listen, I'm not even going to lie to you. Watching the NFC Championship game, I was texting these dudes here in our group chat, and I was just sitting here like, I just keep sitting here like, that should have been us, could have been us, wish it was us. It ain't, because we lost, so you got to eat that. But, like, just knowing the talent the Packers had, and they were in a position to win that game, but they didn't. And even when the Lions got their interception, I was like, oh, look at them. They actually caught their interception. Like,
oh, no, they can catch the ball.
Throughout the whole game, I'm just sitting here like, oh, well, look, that didn't happen with us. Or I wish we would have that opportunity. But, again, that's just how it goes. Like, when you lose, you got to eat that and understand, like, you might be more talented, but you didn't win. You didn't show up to be the better team on that particular Sunday. You made too many mistakes or you didn't capitalize on enough opportunities. So you got to deal with it.
They was running all over them motherfuckers, too. They was running all over them cats.
It's almost just like they watched what we did and said, hey,
that works.
Let's go. I did see.
Mark, I don't know, man. Like, looking at what the Packers defense did with San Francisco and then looking at what the Lions defense, I'm glad we got rid of Joe Barry, but he did his job. Like, it was not capitalizing on opportunities in the red zone against San Francisco that could cost you. Like, I'm not putting that on the defense.
And then playing prevent in the fourth, just being a little too. That's normally what happens with Joe Barry. It's like you have a great game playing the first three quarters, and then the fourth quarter it's like, bro.
Or putting Preston Smith on the slot receiver.
Yeah, I don't understand how that happens.
Consistently.
To Joe Barry's credit, before we move on from that, I will say against better competition, he has always seemed to rise to the occasion. Like Packers playing against, the Chiefs, playing against the Lions, they showed up. It was when they were playing against the Tommy Cutlet Giants that you get cooked, and that's the part where
Bryce Young lit you up.
Like Bryce, man, the Panthers almost beat like.
And we could throw Baker in there, but Baker actually played in the playoffs.
Whatever. he ain't perfect passer rating at Lambeau good, like. But shout out to the 49ers. We have a Super Bowl rematch from was it 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago, I believe.
2020.
4 years ago. Super Bowl rematch. Lions, or not Lions, I'm sorry. Oops, my bad.
That was never a Super Bowl
rematch. Too soon.
49ers, Chiefs. Shout out to the Lions. Y'all did have a good season. I saw that your offensive coordinator is planning to come right on back. He wants to run him back with Detroit, so that is good news for the Lions. But good luck. I know a lot of y'all sitting here like, oh, it's the first step, and we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Let us tell you.
Dan Campbell told him.
He didn't love him. Like, this might have been our only opportunity. And let me tell you, like, it sounds good to say, we'll be back. When Aaron Rodgers and the Packers won in 2010, I was definitely sitting here like, oh, we gonna be back.
At least one.
We ain't never get back to
this
that
is about
game.
as far as we got.
Yep. the championship game. Then that's it. Like, it's not guaranteed. So
3 times in a row.
It is what it is. We got a all red Super Bowl coming up. We can preview that a little bit more next week. Going to the Super Bowl halftime performance as well. Buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a lot of Taylor Swift for the next couple of weeks.
Boo.
It was going to be crazy as hell having Detroit and Baltimore and Vegas for a Super Bowl, though, bro.
Would have enjoyed the
crazy.
The blackest cities that you could have in the Super Bowl. Baltimore, Detroit.
Yeah. I saw the tweet if Atlanta, but I saw a tweet. It was like the clip from the Boondocks where it was just like, niggas coming. And like I was just living in Vegas, like prepared for that Super Bowl.
That's funny.
Eric had to send the little cartoon graphic of all of the losses the Packers have had. Especially that 2011 season when we went 15-1. Boy. It was just running over everybody, and I was like, "Oh boy,
man, we went to that playoff game.
I will never forget that.
Saddest, maddest I've ever been in my life.
Team Yak, bro.
Me and Eric was just sitting at the game like, we about to lose this, ain't we? We got hand warmers, foot warmers, 8 layers.
It was cold as fuck. That was the day where I was like, I'm not doing this no more, because it's like we had gone like plenty of times that season, and like it had been great weather, and they had won every game. It's like, oh, this is fun. This is great. Let's do it. Playoffs, hell yeah, we there. I'm like, that shit hit different when you got to drive back from Green Bay at night and you have frozen and just mad in the car.
Ooh, we played plenty Drake on the way back. just sad, just in our emotions. Just
peak emo Drake.
Yeah, man. Ooh, bad memories. All right. Welcome, Lions fans. I know y'all never experienced a playoff heartbreak like that before. We're well versed in that. It is different when it's in the playoffs and the season is over after you lose.
I really wanted it for them too, though.
For the Lions?
Yeah, man. Detroit needs something.
Let me ask you this, Ken, because you're a Bears fan, so you're a Bears fan. The three of us are Packers fan. Same division. There was a lot of conversation around if you should be cheering for a divisional rival to make it to the Super Bowl. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I wanted the Lions to go Super Bowl. I'm not gonna hate. I'm not a hater like that.
Yeah, it wasn't the Bears.
The Lions and Packers didn't go.
See, that's the thing I think, because the Lions have been the lovable losers for so long.
Yeah, so it's like
was kind of like
they was there.
Come
it's
on,
like,
man, you're there.
Exactly, you right there.
Bears Packers, like we know what that is.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the Vikings?
No, because they got close a couple years ago too, and when they didn't make it, I celebrated with pixie sticks and made a video like, "Hey, y'all lost!" Hey.
Okay. So, as a Bears fan, like,
no, I mean,
that's the Vikings.
Yeah,
fuck the Vikings.
I do not like the Vikings.
The Vikings, I
deal with
the Packers because, like, the Vikings, they think they're rivals with us, and it's like, not really.
They keep taking sloppy seconds.
But like with the Bears, like I feel like it's not as strong there.
No, it's not. I really don't care, but
I didn't think about them too. Shell's I cheer for everybody except the Vikings. Jeff added the Vikings stole Favre. Favre wanted to be stolen.
No, Favre wanted to go over there to prove a point.
Right. And at that point is when the Vikings got on my radar. But then marrying somebody who went to Minnesota for college, he hit me up on the fact that they really hate the Packers in Minnesota. I didn't know. We don't think about them like that. We never have.
Not even a little bit.
So when I found out that's how they felt about us, I said, well, I hope y'all never win anything, period.
Like, we don't think about y'all.
So I hope y'all just keep losing. Like, that's how I feel about the Vikings. And the Bears is the team I got the real real animosity with. So it's like Bears, Vikings, and then the Lions are kind of down here somewhere. Like, y'all kind of cute.
Yeah, we got 2 words for the Packers, so.
What's that?
Suck it.
Or y'all have been sucking for the last.
Ain't been no sucking.
It is what it is.
All right, we'll save Super Bowl predictions until next week since we have the Pro Bowl and everything this weekend. Let's move into the NBA. From the past week, games and news of everything that has come out. What do you want to talk about? Let me quickly say this too. I talked about how much I hate Cody Rhodes' catchphrase. I do think it's terrible how he uses it, but golly, I use it a lot.
It's catchy,
but he does. It's still not a good one.
Is it the Taylor Swift?
He's been saying it forever.
Like, he walks out to the ring and it's like, how is the crowd supposed to respond?
Milwaukee. What do you want to talk about?
Everything. Like, what are we supposed to say? Global warming. Right. Like,
what about something else? Anything else on
the mind?
Talk about Usher's halftime performance.
Right.
That's fire.
Jeff really quick said, I don't even care about other teams in the division. It's screw the 49ers since 4th and 24. Why you gotta bring up between 4th and 24 and 4th and 26 with the Eagles? Yeah. Woo, okay, NBA. Moving off that heartbreak.
Have they ever beat the 49ers in the playoffs?
Yes, Brett Favre did. Brett Favre was 4-1 against the Niners in the playoffs, and Aaron Rodgers was 0-4. And now Jordan Love is 0-1. But hey, Favre couldn't really get past them Cowboys, and Rodgers and Love have no longer had that problem. So let's hope that continues at the very least. Tim, NBA, what you got for us?
All right, so next week, I believe, the 8th is the NBA trade deadline, right?
That's already next week?
Yeah,
time is flying.
I was telling my boss that the other day. I'm like, bro, I'm like, March is coming around the corner. We still got to get February. I was like, it was just January 1st last week. This month has been flying by. So with NBA trade deadline next week, what do you think your team should do? Or is there a particular player you have in mind that you would like your team to target?
Now, let's be clear here for those who might be unfamiliar. Ken is a Lakers fan. That's his team.
Gang, gang.
Myself, Eric, and Tim are all Bucks fans. Gang, gang. And the player I wanted the Bucks to acquire does not seem like a likely target anymore because Doc Rivers is our head coach. And I wanted Matisse Thybulle to be traded to the Bucks. But given their history in Philly and the fact that Matisse can veto a trade because he signed a restricted free agent tenor, it's highly unlikely that he would coming to play for another Doc Rivers coached team because his playing time was so inconsistent in Philly, and it just didn't work out between the two of them.
I'm just thinking that's probably a bad sign for Andre Jackson.
I thought about that immediately because I noticed once Prunty came in, the young dude stopped getting minutes. And I said, I wonder if this is something that's going to continue with Doc. And he got not a minute yesterday. First game, still a lot of season to go, but I don't. So with eyeball off my list, I was kind of like, oh boy, I don't want PJ Tucker. No offense to PJ Tucker, but like,
my buyout.
No, not with that contract he got.
I'm not targeting a specific player to acquire. I am targeting a specific player. Bro, you gotta go.
Who that?
Let's just say his name rhymes with Bobby Portis. Like
the mayor,
the city love.
It's love. It's always love. It's always gonna be love. We always gonna have 2021. I said that before. I think he can be a starter on a different team, but the context that he plays with the Bucks now has changed, and it's like they can't afford the defense anymore. Like I know people are upset, people are annoyed with like the shot selection, and like they're annoyed with you got Dame on the court. Why are you doing Bobby Portis post ups and blah blah blah? It's like he's still cashing shit. Like he's apparently afraid to shoot threes, but like. That little back down, turn around, fade away, like
money.
It's actually not. It's not a super effective shot for him in comparison to other post players in the league. But go ahead and cook, Bobby.
Okay. Well, then there's no positive apparently. But it's just like I think that one with the salary, like him and Pat are like your last real chip to trade in for upgrades to this thing because like after this year they can't aggregate salaries and trades. So, which means that they can't combine two into one. Like you gotta basically do 1-for-1 trades from here on out. One going out, two coming in. Like anyway, so this is their last chance to basically upgrade there, and like he's not playing the same role that he used to have. Like he's not the same effectiveness. Giannis is basically the backup five anyway, so really you can just play smaller with Jay Crowder. If you bring back PJ on a buyout, like you can kind of piece it together with like shorter, stouter options that hopefully allow you to be more flexible, like with the switching defense that they've been doing, which may not happen now because they got Doc, but that's what they were trending towards anyway. And like Bobby's just like he can't drop, he can't really play at the level. His switching is only effective with certain players. Like it's just it's not about him specifically it's just his fit on this team isn't there anymore. He's not even shooting the threes like he was originally, which was like, okay, that's the floor spacing big man that you need next to Giannis. Like, so it's my long-winded way of saying like trade Bobby for a wing.
Since we still on Bucks, Tim.
I didn't have a particular player in mind. The player type. Like again, we need I feel like a 3-and-D wing,
a wing defender,
above average 3-and-D wing defender.
Yep.
I think I might actually be more like
back
a guard defender is more important than a wing defender because the guards are cooking the Bucks. Like and like the wing they can kind of piece together. Like Chris Middleton's lost a step, but he's still like a very smart defender.
He's actually looked better this year so far too.
Right, like he's not like the lockdown, like, you know what I mean. Like he's not that, but like you can still get away with Chris on the wing defending Tatum's and Browns and OG, like whoever, like on the wing, like if you need to, like you're fine enough there. You got Jay, who's a big body who can move with people. You got Andre Jackson if they're gonna play him. You got options there, but like in the backcourt, you got Campaign, Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley, Pat Connaughton. Like you need somebody that's going to actually guard the Jalen Brunsons, Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young. Who am I forgetting?
Donovan Mitchell,
Darius Garland. Like all these guards in the East that you're going to have to go through. Like you need somebody that can. Like ideally, it'd be somebody that can guard both, like guards and wings. You know what I mean?
My thing is more so like somebody who can guard 1 through 4, or 1 through 3 mainly. 1 through 3 mainly, but if they could pick up 4, that's fine.
That can do that.
For 1 through 3.
Effectively.
So how do you? I seen a name on the market. I was like, I never considered him. He has a contract that could match. Andrew Wiggins.
Nope. Not with how he's been. I don't know what's going. The Space Jam monsters then came.
He's been like really, really
he's
bad.
Been bad.
But player like the ideal version of Andrew Wiggins, sure, they can give him back to like 80, 75, 80%
playoff Andrew Wiggins.
And I mean, like, granted, he would be like the fifth option on this team, so maybe like taking any type of offensive burden on him, just like stand in the corner and shoot threes. But like he not getting to the rim, he's not shooting well. His defense is falling off the cliff. Like he's been really like terrible.
There's
not big of a. They didn't let Yuck Mouth back.
There hasn't even been a big market for him, for Wiggins. Like at this point, they're like, we'll trade him straight up. Like we don't like just give us something.
No assets. We just
straight up Wiggins on the table. Jeff suggested Bruce Brown in Toronto, and Shells also mentioned DeLon Wright. Bruce Brown is a fit, I think. The contract is sizable, but as Eric mentioned, you could.
I really like Dorian Finney-Smith too.
That's another one. Royce O'Neal is a name that's been thrown out, which I'm not as excited about.
Yeah, that kind of shocking. But he can shoot the three. He can't play.
It's because he's getting older. That's all it is. Like you ain't what you were 3-4 years ago when people think about who you are as a player. Like it's fallen off a little bit from there. But I definitely think the Bucks need to get some kind of perimeter defender at the deadline. Like if they don't, I'd be shocked. But I think that covers the Bucks pretty much. Ken, how you feeling about the Lakers? What they need to do?
What's his name? Murray from
DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, but he's the only one that makes the perfect sense. I mean, 6'5". I mean, he's a guard. He'll have the green light. We just need him basically to get buckets. That's all we really need him to do.
D'Angelo playing well though. He done played himself out of trade talks.
That's fool's gold, nigga. There ain't nobody falling for that shit. He do it every time. He get high because he know what it is. He's like, let me cook real quick. Dog, he really been cooking.
Yeah, yeah. I think he been
making LeBron look. I was like, this nigga's out here cooking.
So Hawks fans tonight were chanting, "We don't want you" when he was shooting free throws.
Who?
D'Angelo Russell. Because they know the trade talks are going on.
Oh yeah, that trade's gonna happen. Hey, he's gonna do great in Atlanta. He's gonna be a great asset to Atlanta. City's gonna embrace him.
I can't imagine.
He's going to do great things.
Him and Trey playing next to each other.
I mean that, but also you at the free throw line, it's an opposing fan base chanting, "We don't want you." Like I didn't even say I wanted to be here myself. I didn't do any of this.
No, shout out to him, man. Like to D-Lo and everything. Like he know what game it is. He knows it's just business. It ain't nothing personal. But bro, you brought this on to yourself. Oh, it's funny. You've been bullshitting all season.
I did see that. Atlanta, when they were talking about trading Murray to the Lakers, then it's all rumor mill stuff that they wanted to add a fourth team to send D'Angelo to that fourth team.
Yeah, I seen him going to in one trade talk. Him going, was it the Nets? Yeah, I think it was the Nets.
Like basically, like salary wise, like people are making the natural logic.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, whatever happens.
I'm not talking right now. D'Angelo Russell for Spencer Dinwiddie, and I'm like. Lakers think they getting DeJounte, and it's like really they just gonna cut Atlanta out, and y'all gonna end up with Dinwiddie, and that's gonna be your big
that'll be trash.
Your deadline acquisition.
I'll be salty, like really? But no, I mean Murray will be the best fit for us. Like I said, he'll have a green light to get buckets. That's what we need right now. We need more scoring. We need LeBron and AD needs help. Shout out to AD, man. He's been holding up well.
Shout out to AD. That's something I definitely wanted to
LeBron letting the grades come in. You see how he letting the grades come in now?
This ain't no point to die. Y'all know I'm almost 40 at this point.
I'm old, fam.
Jeff asked, do the Lakers have anything to trade?
Got 2029 first round pick.
Yeah, we got
D'Angelo Russell.
Hey, D-Lo been cooking.
Especially since they're not putting Reeves into trade conference. They don't want to get
rid
of Reeves.
Because getting rid of Reeves, like that'll really throw everything off. Like the thing with him is that every night it doesn't show up on the stat line what he does, but when it does show up, you be like, "Fam, he literally does everything."
That's what I say about my 2K player.
Like he does everything. Like, he owes defense. Like he'll give you like 15, 17.
Hey, I'm down 15 right now.
To Atlanta.
I do things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
Jeff added that he would like for the Bucks to get Caruso. Who wouldn't?
Shell said Marcus Smart. Same thing. Where it's like, that's the top of the list. Ideal.
Like, it's not realistic. I don't think.
Caruso.
I mean, Horst has pulled some shit out the hat.
He has, but if the Bulls are demanding 2 firsts for Caruso, I don't see how the Bucks get
Hey.
into that game.
Y'all wildin'.
He deserve it, fam. What you be?
Huh?
Caruso, that
Hey
dude,
man, Bobby
man.
Portis, like that's a first round pick basically by itself, and then like you got the Trailblazers,
You getting
early
championship
second
pedigree.
round pick, like that's 2 firsts.
Because keep in mind, Caruso's contract's only like $9 million. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
on a
it's easy.
very cheap deal.
Yeah.
Like
Any-
literally every contender wants Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
So if they
He does
actually made him
everything.
available for trade, like
He does
the
everything.
Knicks have 1 million first round picks. The Lakers obviously have a first round pick to trade.
Mhm.
I'm not calling them a contender, but Minnesota has theoretical picks. I guess they traded everything for Gobert, but I think they have at least something that Chicago might actually want in terms of like young players or contracts or whatever. Oklahoma City, like he would fit there. Like he's so easy to fit in.
Anywhere.
Where it's like if
I
he
miss
gets
that
into
guy,
a
man.
bidding war,
We gonna
you
be out of
cook.
luck.
Like basically.
Because the team gonna hear like, wait, the Bucks said they gonna do what?
Mhm.
That's it? Well, here, let me throw this at you your way to get them instead. So next week gonna be fun. We should definitely bring back up just some current trade rumors next week ahead of the deadline and talk a bit more about that. I'm gonna actually go next because this conversation reminds me of something I've been wanting to ask Ken here. I want to talk about all-star starters and the reserves. All-star starters were named last week Thursday.
Mhm.
This week Thursday, we will learn who the reserves are. As a reminder, NBA all-star starters are selected 50%, 50.1% by fan vote, 25% player vote, 25% media vote. When it comes to the reserves, those are all picked by coaches in the league. So this is hypothetical. If we, the 4 of us, had votes, who would make up our reserve team? But before I get to that, a question that kept coming in around that I was seeing was the fact that LeBron James was named an all-star starter.
Mhm.
But the argument I've been hearing was like, honestly, Anthony Davis has been playing better than him this season, and Anthony Davis should have been named an all-star starter over LeBron.
Mhm.
Would you agree with that?
I would say yes, but again, this sounds stupid, but it is LeBron James.
That's a fact. That's exactly
Like you
why
can't.
he is a starter.
Yeah, it's like he's LeBron. He's year 20. Like he's literally been in the All-Star game damn near his entire career. 20 years, fam.
My
is
man
nuts.
has put up 36, 20, and 12 on Saturday.
Bro,
36, 20, and 12.
effortless, bro.
That was a double overtime game, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That game
Oh, that
crazy.
game was
That game
dead
was
ass
crazy.
cracking. That game was dead ass
I
cracking.
couldn't believe. I was like, this is a random Saturday night.
Man, cracking.
Tim was at the crib, and when LeBron was going to the line, I'm like, if he missed that first one, he missing the second one on purpose because he just want to go home at that point.
Mhm. No, but yeah, it's LeBron James. Like you
Okay.
can't. He has to start. He's
I
LeBron.
feel you. I just something that was like
20
interesting.
straight years, he has. So
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that's a given.
And
And
even if he
again,
didn't,
shout out again to AD, man. AD has been holding up. He's been balling. It's just,
it's
I'm cool
LeBron
with him.
James.
Yeah, he been taking his spots. Like he'll take a day here, take a day there. As long as he stays healthy and we, keep doing what we're doing. If we get Murray, we in good shape for the rest of the season.
I mean, the truth of it is, even if LeBron wasn't a starter for whatever reason it might have been, he would have still been on the team. Like
Yeah, exactly.
LeBron James. Okay, all-star reserves. Let's pull these lists out, fellas, and talk about who you would have in the East. As a reminder, the stars in the East: Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid.
Mhm.
To all of those people who were crying about the fact that Damian Lillard's an all-star starter and he shouldn't have been an all-star starter, then vote.
Yeah.
It came down to the fan vote.
New York got a bigger market.
New York was outvoted by Milwaukee and Portland.
That's not fair. It's 2.
Portland and Milwaukee. Like, y'all are New York. I'm not trying to hear about no crimes or nothing. It ain't like we talking about doggone. I don't want to disrespect nobody, but like it ain't like Javon Carter is a starter over Jalen Brunson. Like the numbers are close. Like it ain't a crime. Neither here nor there.
Mhm.
Reserves.
I love Jalen Brunson.
I do. He's definitely an all-star.
Yeah.
And on my reserve team,
Yeah.
he was my very first.
Yeah,
like,
that's number one.
gotta add him. So
Mhm.
for my Eastern team, let me see my list here. My reserves: Jalen Brunson,
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell, my 2 guards,
Mhm.
Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero,
Mhm.
Yeah, I get you, Paulo.
Jaylen Brown as my front court, and then my wild cards are Tyrese Maxey and Trae Young.
Hey. Sounds almost like mine.
What's on
Right.
your list?
The 3 guards. So Trey, Brunson, Maxey. Then you have Brown for sure. I didn't have Banchero in there, but I'm gonna throw him in there because you said Banchero. I didn't even think about it. You know, sometimes y'all be bringing up that. I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about that.
Definitely.
Porzingis.
Kristaps could.
He's on my list. For me. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, he's
That's
on
the
my
only
list.
reason. Like Porzingis has
Bam for sure.
I put him on my list.
And then
one more forward and one wild card.
One more forward, one more wild card.
Keep in mind you did not say Mitchell.
Okay, I will take Donovan Mitchell and one more forward. Shit, I guess we could go.
You got a wild card. So wait, say your team again, your reserves again.
Brunson,
if you can go guard, forward, then wild cards.
Brunson, Maxey, Young. Oh, Mitchell.
Wait,
because I guess I'll give you all four of the guards first.
It's 2 guards and it's 2 wild cards.
So those are your 2. Okay, so now you need 3 front court players,
which would be Kristaps, Banchero, and Bam.
No Jaylen Brown.
I had Brown in there too.
Yeah, he said Brown already.
So I had one too many.
So you got too many names then.
But then I take off Porzingis and leave Brown.
Okay.
So again, say the full team.
Young, Brunson, Mitchell, Maxey.
Your guards and your wild cards.
Brown, Banchero, Bam.
Okay. There you go. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Guards, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey. Forwards, Bam, Banchero, Randall.
Not mad at that.
And then wild cards. Who did I not say from the guards? Mitchell?
Yeah, you didn't say Mitchell yet.
Okay, so Mitchell and I don't like Trae Young. I don't like Jaylen Brown. Fuck, it's gonna have to be one of them, man.
You might as well say Brown B.
Right.
Might as well.
Come on, man. You know what it is.
I'm gonna come back. You give me a list. I'm gonna ruminate on that for a minute.
Go ahead, Cam. What's your East list?
So I'm gonna go Brunson, Maxey, Brown. Wait, yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Mitchell, Banchero, and then I got Porzingis. And then I need one more, right?
I think so. Because you said, give me the 2 guards. 2 guards, 2 front court, 2 wild cards.
Brunson.
Okay.
Maxey.
2. All right. Then give me 3 forwards.
Mitchell, Banchero.
Mitchell's not a forward.
Oh shit, my bad. That's my wild card.
Okay.
Paulo.
Right.
Brown.
Right.
Porzingis.
Okay.
And then what I need?
You said Mitchell was one of your wild cards.
Yeah, Mitchell's one of my wild cards.
Anybody.
Yeah, no. You said it.
And then whoever else.
And Bam.
Okay.
Jeff, what? Beasley has to be an all-star, best 3-point shooter.
He's about the 3-point shooting competition, I believe.
You say all-star.
He definitely no all-star.
Excuse me.
Jared Allen. I'm gonna get Jared Allen some love.
Okay, so say yours again now that you put Allen back into it.
All right. Brunson, Maxey guards. Forwards are Bam, Banchero, Julius Randle. Wild cards are Mitchell and Jared Allen.
Interesting. Okay. You really don't like Trae Young or Jaylen Brown, huh?
I really don't.
Trae been balling though.
He has. And that's one thing for All-Star for me. This ain't all NBA. I don't care about how good your team necessarily is or has been. Like, this is just, are you hooping or not? Yeah, like this is just All-Star. Like, are you hooping or are you not? Okay. Let's go to the West. West starters.
The same
thing. It really don't.
It don't.
That sounds just foreign. West.
You asking Wesley Matthews a question.
Right. The West starters, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic. My reserves would be Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards as the guards, Paul George, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard as my front court. And then my wild cards, this was very difficult. Devin Booker and Domantas Sabonis. That would be my Western. You got the exact same?
Yeah.
That's my West. Apologies to De'Aaron Fox. Roy Markin has been hooping. And Rudy Gobert, I'm sorry. I really am. Yeah.
Guards, Steph, Fox. Forwards, AD, Sabonis. I'll go with PG. Other wild cards, AE, and Book.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go down the list. Steph for the PG. I'm gonna go with Ant though.
Right, 2 guards.
And then small forward, I'm gonna go with Kawhi.
Which is front court, so.
Oh shit, did I say Kawhi?
No,
I didn't say Kawhi. Get Paul George out of there. Kawhi.
Kawhi, Davis, and I'm gonna go with Towns. Cat.
Interesting. Not more. Well, I mean,
I
don't really think.
Granted, he had the childish thing happen, but he was putting up points. But he's been balling.
He had a great game. I don't really think he's had a. I don't think he's had an all-star season.
He has like 3 different voices he uses. Too. He's like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so that's my 5, but then I need 2 wild cards, right?
Yes.
De'Aaron Fox, and I'm gonna go with Paul George.
So no Kawhi for you.
I did say Kawhi.
So no Anthony Davis.
I just said Davis too.
Who
am I missing?
I said because I went down the list. Point guard was Steph,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said Ant for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said Kawhi for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said Davis for 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said Cat for 5.
Okay.
And then Fox would be my other guard, so I just need one more. One more would probably. Oh, and I said Paul George.
Okay. So no Booker,
No Book. You
no
didn't say Book.
Sabonis.
Oh shit, Book, and then substitute Cat for Sabonis. There we go. Now I'm done.
You want to throw
Substitute Cat for Sabonis.
You want to throw Cat in there so bad.
Book still off.
No, I said
Book for who?
Fox.
Okay.
So then running back, we got Steph,
Mm-hmm.
Ant,
Mm-hmm.
Book,
Mm-hmm.
Fox. Steph, Ant, Book.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Kawhi, Davis, Sabonis,
Mm-hmm.
Paul George.
Okay.
So same. Okay. We'll see what those lists actually are on Thursday when they are named on TNT.
I forgot Shea took that starting spot.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with Ken and end with you, E.
Okay.
Because I think we all had. Did we all have Kawhi and Paul George on our All-Star team?
Yes.
No.
So you just had.
I took Paul George off.
Okay. I think that. I mean, 2 Clippers,
Yeah.
two Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that leads into what you want to talk about this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be real quick. I just hate to say it, but the Clippers are becoming the number 1 team in LA, and it is disgusting. Yuck.
Becoming.
Yeah, I can't give it to them yet.
No,
They're becoming. They're becoming the best team in
Boy.
LA. I hate it. I fucking hate it here.
Clippers is just.
But shout out to Paul George, man. Y'all know how I feel about him, but
You still a little salty. Here,
yeah, I'm still salty. Fuck him. He playing for the wrong LA team, but
He's the right one at the moment.
It is what it is, fam. Can't wait till they get their own stadium. Get the fuck up out there.
It's not gonna happen though.
Jeez, the
Coming last
Clippers are 30-15.
Yeah, balling.
Mhm.
They is
But man, like that's what
balling.
at least what I said. Like when they acquired James Harden, I'm like they're gonna be a buzz on the regular season. It's playoffs,
playoff
really
time,
that's gonna determine things.
Mhm.
30-15.
Yeah.
8-2 in their last 10.
2 games out of first place.
And they lost like their first 5 games.
Yeah,
with
first 5,
Harden.
yeah.
Like
And they're actually a fun team to watch too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I actually enjoy watching them.
Russ bought into the bench row.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he be on TikTok. They be having him all up on TikTok jigging.
Yeah, he be
songs.
dancing like a mug. That's my Shout out, man. Shout out to them. Unfortunately, but shout out to Clippers.
That's crazy. Minnesota's 33-14. Denver's 33-15. OKC is 32-15. The Clippers are 30-15. The Kings are 27-18. And then you get to Phoenix 27-20.
I mean, like I know at the back end of the East is ass, but like at the top, is this the most kind of even that it's been between the 2 conferences? Because I feel like it is.
Because in the East, Boston is 36-11. Milwaukee is 32-15. Philly is 29-16. New York is 30-17. Cleveland is 28-16, and then Indy is 27-20. Same record as the Phoenix Suns.
And then Miami just lost 7 straight, but like it's still Miami, so you always got to be afraid of them.
Yeah, they're
If they in
24-23.
the conversation, they go be in the conversation.
Same record as the Orlando Magic. I saw they remixed the Orlando Magic song too for this season. I'm glad that the 90s continue to live on.
Ah,
That's an Orlando Magic song.
It's like Orlando Magic. Orlando. I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
That's for shit.
Hey, don't worry. I was like, I ain't never heard it.
Okay.
You like that shit fire.
Low-key.
You got it rotate.
You ain't heard?
That's a rotation.
You about that?
Heck yeah.
Don't get us knocked
There's a
off
song
YouTube.
that's going around. You want to say something about it?
Yeah.
Say it? You want to lead us to the song? Oh, the
Come
song.
on.
What's it? What's it again? Orlando Magic. There you go. We let it.
Boo! I need to hear the real song. I'm not trying
I was
to
gonna say,
sing
what
France.
garbage?
Fran sitting here talking about Orlando Magic. I need to hear the actual song. Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic have the catchiest song in the world right now.
Do they?
But where did this bang come from? When the Orlando Magic became a team in
Okay, there's a whole history of it. But listen, just look up Orlando Magic.
No,
Orlando Magic.
that ain't it, boss.
I'm telling you.
You
Light
got,
it up,
I thought a
light it
Mike
up.
Will made it beat for the
I
drop of
said it was
song.
from the 90s. Why would you think Mike Will is on
I
it?
thought it was for the slap.
And
Like,
they definitely
oh,
lied about the catchiest song in America right now because for some reason they just discovered the swag surf.
Bro, relax.
Thank you, Shells. Not gonna lie,
Relax.
the song hits. He knows what I'm talking. Thank you,
Relax.
Shells. Thank you.
If y'all
Orlando
say so.
Magic.
If y'all like it, I love it.
That's the number one black phrase of being like, I don't care nothing about that. Ain't for me. But as long as you enjoy it, whatever, I don't care. Your point.
Yeah, so over the last week, we've had some very high point totals from individuals. Boy, Luka dropped 73 against. Actually, let me go from the bottom up. Booker dropped 62 against Indy in a loss. Cat dropped 62 against Charlotte in a loss. Embiid dropped 70 against Spurs, and then Luka had 73 against Atlanta.
Didn't he have like 73?
70.
It was 70 on the dot.
Mm-hmm. Luka had 73.
Okay.
I guess to you guys, is our high scoring individual games more indicative of better talent in the NBA or worse defense?
Yes,
It's both.
Yes,
it is.
both things are true.
But I
Yes.
think it's more about the talent in the league increasing
Mhm.
than the defense alone.
Mhm.
I think that the NBA, of course, wanted to have the offense be a more crucial part of the game.
Mhm.
Of course, that's why like the hand check rule came into play, so on and so forth. They figured that the product is better when buckets are being scored, similar to how there are some who believe that baseball is better when home runs are being hit. Like, it's just give us the offense here and we'll figure out the rest. But I do think it's just a lot more talent in the league now. I know a couple weeks ago I brought this up, but I'm going to bring it back up again. Leading scorers in the NBA.
Mhm.
20 years ago, the 2003-04 season, which was my freshman year in high school. 20 years ago, crazy. There were 18 players scoring at least 20 points a game. Tracy McGrady was leading the league at 28 points per game. 5 years after that, the 08-09 season, there were 22 players averaging at least 20. D Wade was averaging a little bit over 30. He was the only guy
D-Wade.
averaging over 30 points that season. Fast forward another 5 years, the 2013-14 season, there were 19 guys scoring at least 20 points. KD was scoring 32 points a game. Only guy over 30 points. Fast forward another 5 years.
Mhm.
2018-19 season, there were 31 guys scoring at least 20.
That's crazy.
James Harden led the league. He was scoring 36.1. That's the year he went crazy. He was the only guy over 30. And this season, there are 46 players averaging at least 20 points
That's
a game.
wild, bro.
4 guys in the league are averaging at least 30. Like,
46?
there are 46. There are guys on minimum contracts averaging 20 points a game.
It don't even mean shit no more.
Isn't not cool. Who just signed in? Hold on, let me check.
Uber?
I think it is Kelly Oubre.
Like,
40.
I hear you, but it's the point of the fact of like
technically, he's a minimum player, but
he's not a. But it's a guy on a minimum contract giving you 20 a game.
That's, bro, 20 points a game. You be like, okay, I'm gonna get a nice little contract. I'm averaging about 20. Now it's like, all right, my guy, there's 45 other people in the league doing this. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
so there's an offensive explosion, but it makes sense. Like if you break down the numbers, one, the pace is the fastest that it's been since like the early 90s.
Mm.
So people are getting up and down quicker. That's not necessarily indicative of defense. It just means that teams are pushing the pace. Also, 3-point shooting rate is the highest. So like I want to say it's 39% of all shots are 3-point attempts, which we're in the era of the best 3-point shooters across the board. Like basically you can't get on the court for the most part if you can't shoot a three. So like we're hitting threes at a more record pace. So like points are at a greater premium now than they ever have been. But like at the same time, like I don't think that the defense is necessarily worse. I think it's just that the offensive talent is great. Like great offense always beats great defense. So like even like yes, he played against the Spurs. Like Embiid has 70 against the Spurs. Like literally nobody can guard him. But also Joel Embiid is having like point per minute the best scoring season in NBA history.
Yeah. It's not Uber. I need to find out who it is, though.
He's scoring 1.05 points per minute that he's on the court, which is higher than Wilt the season that he scored 50 or averaged 50, which is stupid. Like Jeff mentioned, like the refs picking and choosing who gets calls. Like that's always been the case.
Yeah,
superstar calls.
Superstar calls have been a thing since Michael Jordan was in the league, since Wilt Chamberlain was in the league. Like it's always been a thing. Like the best players get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to refereeing. Also, I watched a clip of, I think it was the 93 playoffs when Barkley scored 50 something against the Warriors. Mm-hmm. I watched every bucket that he scored. The defense was not like that. Like one, it was him on the left block, backing people down, 3 dribbles, turn middle, shoot a jumper. Nobody else was moving at all. Like none of his teammates were moving. None of the defenders were moving. Like there was like one dude like behind the 3-point line. Like the spacing was terrible, but it was just like him just standing there, back down. You got it, boss. Turn, drop. Like it wasn't like, I'm like, dude, if Luka saw this type of defense, like he would average like 60 because it's hyperbole. But like I'm saying, like Luka's 73-point game, like he was definitely seeing a higher resistance, and that was the playoff game that Barkley was playing in. So it's like I think people have like the nostalgia goggles on for early 90s defense. Like it wasn't all like the clips that you see from Pacers and Knicks in 92 or whatever it was, like
or Bulls, Knicks, or
like those
Knicks, Heat.
Those were outliers. Like that was the same era that had the Paul Westhead. I think Paul West had Nuggets where like they basically didn't play defense at all and just ran up and down the court and averaged like 130 points a game.
Let me quickly clear up something. Kelly Oubre averaged 20 last season, and now he's on the minimum contract. That's what I was trying to say. Not that is a guy on a minimum contract getting 20, but Terry Rozier, Kyle Kuzma, and Cam Thomas are 3 guys who are averaging 20 points a game this season.
Yeah. I don't know. I just say like we're in one of the greatest
scoring renaissance.
We are.
Like just from a talent standpoint, like I think like we're seeing like one of the most talented leagues that probably the most talented league that we've ever seen from a totality standpoint. Like you have, I think we've talked about this before, but like there are probably 8 to 10 guys in the league right now that can be like legit number one bona fide stars on a championship team, which has not always been the case.
I saw this article from John Hollinger on The Athletic, which is where I had read the Kelly Oubre thing. But he also pointed out the fact that the Houston Rockets in the 2013-14 season, which was the Morey Ball, we all 3-point shooting, they took 26.6 threes a game, and they were league leading at that time by a wide margin. That same figure this season would be last in the league. The Lakers, who are the last place team of 3-point attempts per game, shoot 30.
Damn.
So
and that's last place.
And that was what, 10 years ago?
10 years ago. 10 years ago also, the Clippers led the NBA in scoring at 107.9 points per game. That figure this season will be 29th in the NBA.
They getting blown out.
Like,
who would that be ahead of? Detroit?
Probably. I would assume it's Detroit who's in last place. Yeah. But like that's how crazy like the offense has gotten. And in the article that John Hollinger had, he mentioned, like, is there going to come a point where the NBA is going to have to step back in and give the defense a little bit more leeway?
Let them fight back.
Just to pretty much, like, is there going to get to a point where, like, it's too much offense and we need to kind of tone it back down? But
I do think they should, like, allow handshaking back in.
bring it back.
Give me a chance, bro.
Like, allow for perimeter defense.
They kind of, like, once they let you get physical in the playoffs.
Mhm.
So, like, just make it a full season thing.
Give me a chance.
Let's see how that works out. Cats still getting their buckets. Score gonna score, bro. And they gonna get theirs. And hand checking is the reason why you go from averaging 29 to 15. Maybe it was the defense the whole time.
Yeah, who's last in points per?
Memphis.
That's not surprising, actually.
107.5. So they really not. What was it?
It was 107.9.
Okay, yeah. So like they're barely behind.
They're barely
or barely ahead of them.
and that was leading the league 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it's a different game at this point. It's a different game. Yeah. I think it's time for some wrestling conversation.
Ooh.
There's a couple people who probably got the JJ Ice, was it JJ Fish Ice, whatever the kid's name is, who did the give me a chance. These dudes here, they wasn't feeling.
I got it.
That dude,
Tomatoes,
that
tomatoes.
brother is hilarious, man.
He always was tomatoes to me.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
definitely.
From the jump.
Garbage.
I didn't say he was good.
That man,
I said
like,
he was
no.
hilarious. He was hilarious. All right.
36 means you wash your hair and that like throws your shoulder out.
Ah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just like right here. It's
Hell
like
no.
pain.
Do you wash your own hair?
I do not. Either the missus or when I get it done, washes it.
Listen.
Because there's something about somebody else when you got dressed, somebody else washing your hair.
Trust me, I feel
it's something
you.
different about
But
it.
when I have to wash my own hair, first of all, it takes so much
And I
longer.
don't get it that good. I don't wash it that well, I don't think.
Man,
Well, my kid got food in my hair, so I just had to.
my shoulders be so tight when I finish, and then my hair be heavy, and I just be walking around like this. Like it's a lot going on with the lots, but it's also been a lot going on in the world of wrestling, especially in the WWE. So I mentioned at the top that there was some Vince McMahon news that came out.
like, good Lord.
Like, Nasty Man ain't even strong enough for that, man.
No, it's not. And ahead of the Royal Rumble, let me actually rewind a little bit here. Last year, when Vince was first ousted from WWE, it was because the company had found out that there was some hush money payments going out to women. And a few days later, the name leaked of who the employee was in this particular case, which caught everybody off guard. Fast forward to the past week here. That young lady, Janelle Hines, I believe her name is. I know her first name is Janelle for sure.
I think it's Grant.
Janel Grant. She came out and the lawsuit hit. And I read the entire lawsuit. I didn't plan to. I saw the screenshots. I saw clips. And I said, let me just read a couple pages of this. And next thing I knew, I was at page 52. I could not stop reading it. Long story short, Vince McMahon pulled an ultimate power trip. He got in the door with vulnerability with this young woman who had just lost both of her parents. And she was the caretaker from them. She didn't have any other family. She had a friend who worked for WWE. And Janelle and Vince lived in the same condominium building. The friend said, let me introduce you to Vince. Might be able to get you a job in WWE. They met. And from that point forward, he just continued use vulnerability to get in the door. And then from there, started exerting his power over her. Lots of threesomes against where she was not comfortable, forcing her to send photos of herself to him that he then shared with, at the very least, people in the company because he showed the tech dudes and said how they all wanted to smash as well. And she also believes that he sent those pictures just to other friends outside of the company. She has no idea how many men have seen those pictures. Her pictures were also sent to a WWE superstar who also was big in the UFC, who was looking to sign a contract, who everybody is figuring out must be Brock Lesnar. They were going to have a threesome, Brock, him, and her, but Brock's flight was canceled. So Vince pretended to be said WWE superstar and just like really physically beat that woman down, he would be, and I should also say just a trigger warning for some, so you might want to fast forward a few seconds here, but there were things like fisting and inserting objects into her that should not be inserted into a human body, leaving her bloodied, bruised, messed up, just all around. And I didn't even mention John Laurinaitis, who Vince pretty much gave her to. It's a lot. They made up a position in the company to give to her. People figured out like something's not right here. What kind of job is this? Like, it's nasty stuff that was happening. And John Laurinaitis' piece, apparently that he was having her come to hotel rooms before work in the morning to service him in rooms that were paid for by WWE. So, like, there's just a lot of cross-contamination. We've seen some leaked text messages come out. I hate the way that Vince McMahon spells pussy. It really bothered me. I need to say that.
Jesus, how did he spell it? I didn't even see it.
Pussey.
Come on, dog.
Pussy.
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to lie, but that shit is hilarious.
Not a fan.
What the fuck is
like
wrong with this guy?
It was just a lot.
Jesus Christ.
Vince McMahon, thank you, Jeff. I forgot that part. He pooped on her head at one point during a threesome.
Like, what the hell?
And then
like,
I don't know how that gets you off.
The body's in geometry. Like, I'm like, where were you?
He stood above her while she was with the other guy.
Purposely did?
Yes.
Okay.
He pooped on her head. He went to take a shower, made her continue out there with the other guy. And then when he came back, he just joined back in once he got clean.
That's ridiculous.
That's it's
disgusting.
The lawsuit has a lot of things in it that you're just like, what did I just read? This comes out 2 days ahead of the Royal Rumble, one of the biggest pay-per-view events of the year for WWE. It kicks off WrestleMania season for the company officially. This news came out. We saw Slim Jim be like, "Hey,
fuck what y'all talking about?
We're gonna pause our sponsorship here." And then the next day or hours later, I can't remember at this point, but Vince McMahon says like, "Hey, actually, I'm going to resign from TKO, from WWE. Like, I'm completely out.
All positions."
He said, "I'm innocent, but I don't want I don't want superstars and all this hanging over them. So I'm just gonna bow out." That's the context in which the Royal Rumble takes place. So big lawsuit comes out against Vince McMahon. You find out the depths of the nasty madness of him.
That's a hell that didn't go in.
I mean,
good Lord,
my God,
that man is dead.
Woo! Shell's added that none of that was surprising, and that's sad. And that's the thing about it, where it's like we've seen the Vince McMahon, the Mr. McMahon character on TV for so long. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, it wasn't really a character. Like, that's just, it's just how he got down. So
nasty motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
This is from 2020 to 23. I mean, 2019 to 2023.
This man was like 75 years old when this was happening. This started in 2020, I believe. He is 78 years old today. He turned 79 this year.
That's nuts.
You know, like skipping ahead to the end of the rest of not WrestleMania, end of the Royal Rumble. Like Triple H's performance in that press conference is, if I'm being generous, disappointing.
Yeah.
Like to just completely ignore it, not really have a comment on it. Like just from a PR standpoint, like you should have like some type of prepared statement. You should have something to acknowledge it, get it out the way, and then if you want to move on to what happened that night, sure, like it's not the greatest thing, but like at least you address it. But like he has this long as introductory, right? Yeah. But like even before that, like he comes in with a prepared statement, but it's just to talk about like all the great things that happened tonight. Mm-hmm. It's like that's your time. Like that's when you need to be like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. I don't really want to get into questions about it today, but like just know like these are my feelings, whatever. Like you can have a prepared statement that is at least, you know, it's probably inauthentic, like doesn't necessarily reflect what you want to say, but like it at least gets it out of the way so like you can focus on the positive. But like that's either hubris or ignorance to think that you're gonna have journalists in there asking you questions that's not gonna come up.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Cody Rhodes had a better response.
Cody said more like that made more sense than
and like it's not even necessarily that it's like Triple H the wrestler or Triple H the executive. Mm-hmm. It's Triple H, Vince's son-in-law. Like you're the one person that people gonna want to talk to because like you're the representative of the McMahon family that's still in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To Bill's point, this is all allegedly at this point, but however, very disgusting. Sir Go-Getter added, Vince, the real human being, makes the character look like a saint in comparison. But yeah, he's always been a repulsive human being. And Jeff added, it only stopped because Linda found out, and that is very true. Like, that is what Vince kept saying. My wife cannot find out. Linda cannot find out. And then he found out. At the very least, Triple H should have said, Jeff said no comment, but he could have said, this is an ongoing investigation. I don't have anything further to say. We're doing our due diligence, so on and so forth. Like, there's so many different ways you can go around and not have a comment by saying, like, no comment. Like, he definitely fumbled the bag on that one. And that was something that cast just a shadow over the Rumble with the understanding of what Vince did. And again, it wasn't just because of these lawsuit allegations, but we were just happy when Vince stepped away because of the product itself. And yeah, to think that, they uncovered the hush money payments, it makes me wonder how many other women have gotten paid off. We already know he has other allegations. Early, was the 80s or the 90s with the woman who was referee, and he forced her to have sexual relations in his limo because he said, if you don't, you ain't going to move nowhere in the company. Like, there have been stories about Vince for years, and I felt like we had to start at least by acknowledging that this lawsuit has come out. There will be more to come from it, and it happened 2 days before the Royal Rumble. And the Rumble event itself, I thought was pretty good. It was only four matches on the card. I actually liked that each match had time to breathe. So with all that context being said, let's now talk about the event itself.
Real quick, the WWE doc, when that comes out, it's gonna be filthy.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
We'll see, because Vince is involved in it. So
Vince is involved, and now they have like the relationship with WWE because they're taking Raw.
Oh yeah, they are. Okay, so it ain't gonna be. It's gonna be PC. Okay.
So we'll see how it actually.
Like, if there is ever a day where we get an actual
real
life expose on WWE, like, I'll be interested to watch that. But anything that they have any type of hand in is gonna be watered down.
Yeah.
Jeff added, there's 4 women that we know of because of the government investigation. So keep an eye on that, because I bet pennies to donuts, or whatever that phrase is, that
pennies to donuts,
there's more that will come out. But the Rumble kicked off itself with the Women's Royal Rumble match. Bayley won. We got to see Jade Cargill debut. We saw Naomi come back. We saw Jordan Grace appear from TNA. Shout out to Dewan, who won the tech foul pull for the Women's Royal Rumble.
Shout out.
What were y'all thoughts on the Women's Rumble?
Real quick, Dewan, DM us, email us, whatever, like, to claim your prize.
For sure.
I enjoyed it. I thought the Women's Rumble was the match of the night.
Yeah.
For the second year in a row.
I agree.
I feel like Jade Cargill's spot really made her a star for sure.
Well
The
done.
star power, star quality,
It
teased
did
the
its
Bianca
job.
match. Like, the way she manhandled Nia Jax, bro.
Flexed with her on her shoulder.
Then she gave her one of those, fuck out of here.
I feel like that second lift when she actually threw her out, I feel like Nia like tried to sandbag her, because like she definitely didn't go up easy. But anyway, that's
tossed me around.
But
like
she
that.
still got her up and like tossed her over. Like, it was like, you either you can help me, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Either way, you going
You
out.
getting your ass up out of
Like,
here.
this is my spot. Get out of here.
I love that they had her come out with a 28. Like, late enough in the match for her to just have a big impact. I love that when her and Bianca had they face off, they didn't touch. Like, they didn't throw no punches. It was just a tease. And I said, I love
Which
that.
makes me wonder if actually they're going to be a tag team instead of.
I'm here for it.
Right. I actually like I hadn't thought about it before, but I'm like, I'd actually prefer that, because like that allows Jade to kind of ease her way in. Like, she doesn't have to carry an entire singles match. She can kind of come in, get her shit off, and become even more of a star. And then eventually one of them turns on the other one, and then we got a WrestleMania match next year.
Yeah. Shout out to Sam, my best friend, Tim's wife. That's why we brother, sister-in-law. She said immediately that she wanted to see Jade and Bianca tag team. Like, when you said that, made me think of her saying, like, as soon as Jade was announced in WWE, she said, I want that tag team. But
so like them not touching might be like, actually,
we
we're
friends.
friends.
Each other. Yeah,
Right.
Well, yeah, that match was fun. R-Truth coming out took me out.
That was my number, so I was annoyed because I knew that meant that he was 24 in the men's rumble too. I was like, damn.
I could not stop laughing when he came out, and I was like, he was like looking around, like, what This right. This ain't the right match.
Yeah.
Those are all women. Are you sure? I said,
Yeah, that spot was great for her. Jordan Grace looked good.
Mhm.
Impressive.
Another great spot. And then the way she got eliminated, though, was like, holy crap, bro. Bianca giving her the
KLD on the apron.
Yeah, that was vicious.
That was
ooh.
super vicious.
I was like, yeah.
Then Bianca was kind of giggling afterwards, like, yeah, I got you. But no, that was fantastic. I love that Naomi came back.
Yeah.
I love that her and Jordan Grace had a chance to kind of go face to face.
Then they started squaring up.
Mhm.
Well, she just
because she wanted to took her title.
Yeah.
But
Snow put me
apparently
on
they
her.
got maybe a reoccurring role for the TNA Knockouts champion
Opens the
because
forbidden door.
what's the name
What's
last
her
year?
name?
Mickey James.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's dope. To all the naysayers who was all, well, we ain't get Sasha and we ain't get this and this and this. Like, honestly, bro, if you consider the Women's Royal Rumble a failure because Sasha didn't come back, you really weren't trying to watch the show. You was really only looking for one person. You was really only looking for one pop, one moment, 1 second to define an entire Royal Rumble when the entire show, the entire Rumble for the women itself was fun.
Yeah,
It was,
it was.
and you really didn't know. Well, they said Bailey. A lot of people was figuring Bailey beforehand, but
Yeah.
I didn't go into it thinking that it would be Bailey. When I heard Bailey, I was like, Bailey, and I was like, I guess.
Like, it makes sense.
It
I
makes
was like,
sense,
but
though,
she
yeah.
don't have to win the Rumble to do this storyline. She could do the Chamber too. Like
Like, there's some different ways to get there.
right. I was like, but okay. Because other than that, I was like, I really don't know.
I will say, like, part of the joy of the Rumble is the surprise returns. Like, there's a balance, right? Because there was one year for the women's match where it was like all legends. I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing? Like,
The Beth Phoenix was in it. They had Molly Holly.
it was like, and that's just like, okay, it's too many. Like, and the same with the men's. Like, there can be too many, but there can also be like, I want to just give me like one or two in each match where I'm not expecting it. But for me in the women's match, that person was Liv Morgan. Like, I forgot that. I forgot. Yeah, like when I saw her pop back, I was like, "Oh shoot, Liv is back," and Naomi came back. Like those types were coming back, and then the TNA surprise, like that was cool. It would have been cool to see like one, maybe two legends come back just to have the pop. But like that's me nitpicking at this point. Like I thought it was a really fun match, best match of the night for me for sure. They kicked it off with a bang.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you go into Roman Reigns defending his championship. In a fatal
And
four-way.
still,
Right,
sick of
against
hearing that shit.
You stacking bodies tonight. No, you got stacked on bodies tonight.
AJ Styles. He defeated AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. Yeah. The same way he's won
I hate it, fam.
a lot of his last few.
Fucking hate
That match felt underwhelming to me. Like
Yeah. After it was
a
over,
quick
it was like,
finish.
oh,
Like the
With
finish
the-
is what kind of threw me off.
with the star power in it, I just thought it would be more.
I
theatrical
feel like
or
I'm
something.
always disappointed by Fatal 4-Ways though. Like it's
Really?
there are too many moving parts. Like it always feels kind of clunky because it's like people get knocked to the outside and then they, like
They be out there for like
multi-man
5 minutes.
matches are difficult for me personally. Like I just want to see two people fight.
Two meaty men.
Big E. You see Big E's proposal?
Yes,
Yes.
he wants the meaty man
Invitational.
invitational.
Meaty man
Just
invitation.
a bunch of big meaty men slapping meats. Like, bro, you gotta
But-
relax.
That is hilarious.
Got to
fool.
relax.
I do think that title match was my least favorite match of the
Yeah,
night, which
yeah,
I did not
I agree.
expect going into it. Like I thought it was about to be cracking, really,
No.
and it wasn't.
Not at all.
Especially when Solo came out, I was like, again,
Why?
I was like, why we keep doing this? Man?
It's kind of like the styles make fight type of thing, and it's like I don't know how. Well, now I do, but like going into it, I didn't know like how those styles would really make
and it
a
didn't.
good suit
It
because
didn't.
like
Mm-mm.
LA Knight really can't wrestle. Roman and Randy are super slow, and then you got AJ Styles there to just kind of like try to
Fill in the speed gap.
basically.
Okay, so we're all in agreement so far. Best, women's, worst.
Yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
I did enjoy the next match.
The very next, Chelsea, I'm sick of Solo and
Thank
Roman.
you.
A lot of people
I
are,
agree.
brother.
Fuck 'em.
A lot of people are.
Definitely on the fucking list.
Jeff added that WWE's multi-person matches are bad because they're all by a formula. And you saw that in this match
Yeah.
for sure. Next up, we had Kevin Owens fighting against Logan Paul for the U.S. Championship. Logan Paul retained through disqualification of Kevin Owens, which I thought it was a real fun ending to the match. And then to find out that Kevin Owens worked it with a fractured foot.
Oh, word? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fractured foot.
It's actually a fun fact. You know that match between Undertaker and Mankind, Hell in a Cell?
The first one where he's
The first one when
yeah.
Foley went off all that. Taker had a broken foot.
He climbing cages.
Climbing cages, doing all that shit. Like he said, like the worst spot of the match was when he had to like hang from the top of the cage and then like jump down.
Ooh, I had a broken toe, bro.
Yeah,
that shit.
So
stop.
Just appreciate wrestlers because they put their bodies through hell to entertain us.
Are you not entertained?
But the ones that are nasty, man, fuck them.
That's why I was watching that show. I was just like, if you have a headache at the beginning of the match, bro, and then you got to go through the whole match, you taking chair shots, you got to get put through a table, you got to catch a DDT. Like, bro, I have a headache.
I'm thinking about women
crazy.
when they got work 365. It's like I know there are some days when they do not want to be.
I couldn't imagine having to wrestle on my period.
Woo!
I would just
hit me now.
Immediately. Not about to fight.
Can I just take a chair shot and go home?
You got me jumping and rolling. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's all women, man. The pain, everything y'all go through, man. Birth and all that.
Ooh-wee.
I get a cold. I'm like a baby. I'm sick.
And I'm out of
like this shoulder got me thinking about calling this.
I swear.
Your shoulder hurt and just caused my shoulder to hurt. I've been over here like, damn, my shoulder hurt.
That shit contagious.
But that was a good match. I would put that at this moment behind the women's Rumble match. It was cool. It was a good finish.
Logan Paul don't miss. I don't know.
He does not.
They said he's on a full-time contract too.
He puts on great fucking matches.
Yeah. And then we had the men's Royal Rumble match, which ended with Cody Rhodes winning back-to-back.
Thought about Ken immediately.
I was gonna say it was funny because like you had the number that CM Punk came out. So
I was like, this nigga, fam.
Man, you probably was like, well, I got the money in the bank.
I strongly dislike CM Punk.
Then we come to learn that he tore his biceps.
All right, Drew McIntyre.
Tough break.
Man,
Have you seen Drew McIntyre?
As soon as Drew McIntyre was like, I'm praying that you. I was like, me too, nigga. We was on the same boat.
Wait, but have you seen what Drew's been tweeting today?
He been
on
his ass.
Fam.
Oh, what?
Do you remember the
Hold on,
flash
I'm
picture?
gonna just show him real quick because Ken gonna enjoy.
Oh,
this
see, I'm ready. Hey, I don't even follow him. Now I'm finna follow him.
WWE tweeted, "Get well soon, CM Punk," with a heart. He
Tough
retweeted that with the laughing Jordan.
That was me. There was
He
another.
then
one.
also posted the funeral
That
picture.
is her.
That is the cover art for this.
That is hilarious, fam.
It's 24 to 24.
Oh,
Like, damn.
that's
I done seen motherfuckers put up the Aaron Rodgers meme.
man. My
Him
man
coming out,
cannot. He
slapping
can't stay
fives.
healthy, fam. He did it in AEW as soon as he came. This man fought like two backers. All of a sudden he brittle. Bro, have a seat, fam.
And it looked like he was really connecting with the younger stars too. Because
Man,
before the Rumble,
fuck
he had he had the training session with Tripp Williams. He had it
Yeah,
with
with a whole
Braun
bunch of young
Breaker.
dudes.
And
Now-
They was gonna do that workout without that nigga, man.
Speaking
Fuck
of
him.
Braun Breaker, apparently
That
his
guy's a
insertion
hoss.
into the Royal Rumble was a Brock Lesnar replacement because of what we talked about to
Oh,
start
okay.
off the wrestling set. Like, it was supposed to be Brock in the match.
Okay.
Dom was supposed to eliminate Brock. The two of them were supposed to have a program at Elimination Chamber in Australia.
Who?
So they were just going to
Brock
kill
Brock
Dom.
and
and
Dom.
Dom.
Tom and Nick.
Tom and Nick Mysterio.
Tom and Nick.
Why was they doing that? What was that? What?
Just to
Don't
kill
know.
Dominic in Rhea Ripley's home country, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the plan. You put in Braun Breaker, he gets all the same spots. So when Pat McAfee went into the ring, it was supposed to be Omos and Brock, and he's looking at them like,
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
get out of here.
Two meaty men.
But Braun Breaker, like,
He's a star, bro.
he is.
He
Yeah.
is, man.
And he does, like, everything.
He's like precise. Like everything looks good. Everything he does,
Like,
yeah.
that's the best
Yeah.
it's crisp.
Yeah.
Like,
Everything he does look
snapping
good.
against the rope.
Everything
like, his
looks
spear
good.
looks like he really tries to break people in half. Like,
Yeah.
he's explosive as hell. Like, he's kind of like, I mean, shit, he's baby Brock, damn near.
If anybody's unfamiliar with who Braun Breaker is, he is a Steiner kid.
Mhm.
Rick Steiner, I believe, is his father.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the one who had the wrestling headgear on and would
Mhm.
bark. So the crowd be barking when Braun be out there, and I love that. I love that.
Like, to be fair, if you want to put somebody, I always hated Brock in those spots, kind of like that. As his career got later, I'm like, bro, we could put a young cat in there. That's perfect for him to shine like that. He was throwing cats out. I think he threw like 4 or 5 people out. He had the whole everything that Brock was supposed to do to make Brock look great and like a monster. They did that for somebody who's about to be the future of their company. That's what you should probably do.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, you can't put everybody in that slot though.
I think the point of it is for Brock to get his shit off, and then for the shock factor of Dominic being the one to eliminate him. Like, that's supposed to do something for Dom, not necessarily do something for Brock. Like, Brock is a made man, and like the whole point is to keep him established as a made man, so you can transfer that to somebody else.
And then get heat on Dom.
Yeah, like Dom doesn't come off looking any better for eliminating Braun Breaker. It just seemed like a fluke, but you can't really build like the same story that you would have built with Brock.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're trying to.
For those who have the NXT joint, because they had a whole thing down there too. Like Dom was down there for a while, going against him in them. So like they do still have a history thing. That's why like for him, it's perfect for him.
And Brian already said, "I'm coming for Judgment Day." So like
he'll be on SmackDown.
Yeah, so they'll set that up, but
I mean, it's not gonna hit the same as. Like, think about, like, they still showing, like, Maven eliminating The Undertaker from, like, 20 years ago. Like, it was supposed to be, like, that type of spot. And it's, like, that's a moment for Dom. That's not really, like, a moment because he eliminated Braun Breaker. It's just like, oh, yeah, the NXT dude got too overzealous and got.
I will say, too, R-Truth spot in this match as well. I've never seen a hot tag in the Royal Rumble before.
Man was tripping.
But that crowd was kind of dead. It was kind of a weak crowd for the Rumble, but to see R-Truth get all of them on their feet clapping for the hot tag
in a damn Royal Rumble.
In a Royal Rumble match. Like that's shout out to R-Truth, man. Shout out to R-Truth. That's what I gotta say about that. So let's rank the 4 matches. Women's match is one we all agree on. What's your number 2 match of the night? Since again it was only 4.
Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan and KO.
Then the men's Rumble match.
Yeah.
Ending with Roman Fatal 4-Way.
Can't keep getting away with it.
So
he cannot.
Like, what was your reaction when Cody won?
Let's finish your fucking story. Like, how many times? I don't want to keep seeing you win the fucking Rumble. Like,
finish the story.
Finish the story.
You want to finish against Roman or Seth?
Come on, man, you know the answer to that.
Exactly. I need my
last night put any little seed in you, like
that? I want to see him and Seth. How many times would I say that? With us all fight, they fought
in the last WrestleMania.
Hell in Cell, WrestleMania, like they done it. They done it
2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 months.
So
I'm good on that.
I feel you. It's definitely got
fair and square. No interruptions. Roman, Cody.
I'm about to say, to be fair,
just fight, fam.
Put him in a cage.
They gonna find a way to. He gonna be under the cage already. He gonna be under the ring or hop out. Exactly. Come out with his thumb and shit. Get that shit out of here. Put some shoes on, nigga.
He did.
Walking around barefoot all the goddamn time.
But that's the Rumble. I have fun with it for the most part. Jeff said Cody isn't beating Roman.
Hey, relax, Jeff. It's gonna happen.
Hey, man, if he doesn't, like, they're very close to Hogan's record.
If he doesn't, Ken is gonna flip. Ken gonna lose it. Like, whatever the show is after WrestleMania, if Cody Rhodes does not beat Roman Reigns,
because like how many we 2 years in.
But I do wonder, like, so obviously they've lost like the CM Punk, CM Punk Seth Rollins match. Do they then shift Cody over there and be like, we need star power?
It don't make sense though.
I think they
yeah. I'm just saying, like, if Rocky's an option,
I don't think Rock gonna be an option. So like, let's say Rock off the table, because
if Rock's off the table, then
for WrestleMania,
finish the story.
So I think it still should be Cody and Roman. You don't mess with that because that is money. You just figure out someone else to put in against Seth. So Elimination Chamber is gonna be it could be Drew. Heel Drew McIntyre has been very fun.
Yeah, I enjoy him.
Drew McIntyre has always been his best character.
That's been fun.
I didn't really care for face Drew McIntyre like that because I like he seemed like he's trying too hard to smile.
Right, right. It don't fit everybody to be faces. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this road to WrestleMania continues to unfold because injuries are having their way at this moment with the card.
Like, fuck Brock, because like now he done cost us a Brock and Gunther match.
Yep, that was supposed to be the WrestleMania match.
That was going to be a great match. Damn, that was going to be a good
match.
Right, before we wrap up, Jeff says, since you are all wrestling fans, can I suggest watching a couple matches on Stardom's YouTube channel? Might be the legit best wrestling promotion in the world, and it's all women.
Stardom.
Tag us.
Yeah, tag us in that. I'll definitely check some matches out.
Definitely check it out
for sure. And with that, we're gonna get up out of here. Ooh, we said Seth versus Kevin Owens, which also could be.
So just the broken bodies. Oh
no,
broken foot, torn MCL, PCL.
Listen, if they gonna have Gunther in the match in WrestleMania, give me my boy
Gunther and
Shoosh.
No.
Shoosh, give him Chad Gable, bro.
They done dropped Chad
Against
Gable
who?
all the way down.
Against who?
Shit.
Give him his rematch, brother. He put
at
on,
WrestleMania.
he put on a hell of a
I
fucking
want to
match.
see that
Listen,
shit.
You want to put on a
At
hell of a show
WrestleMania.
too. You don't want just the names because you could have Brock Lesnar versus
Man,
Goldberg
hell
as names
no.
to have a shitty fucking match.
I'd rather see Ricochet.
I'd rather have a great fucking match, bro. I'd rather have a damn good show that they gonna put on, and who gonna put on a good show. And then if he drop it to him too, that's gonna be the shot.
The fuck?
I'd rather see Gunther and Seth fight before
Exactly, before I
I
see
see Gunther
that
come back against
shit.
Chad Gable.
Plus, we seen that already.
Chad Gable's had his 3 chances.
Yeah, man.
3 strikes, you're out, buddy.
Exactly.
All
right.
Can we say that about Cody?
He ain't got the 3rd one yet.
He's about to.
He the face.
Now, if he get there, then yeah, 3 strikes, you out.
Hey, Cody, the face of the company. We
All
ain't
right,
trying to hear
man.
that.
We're gonna see. But we're gonna get out of here on that note. Parting words. Happy birthday to my husband. Happy
Hey,
birthday to
the mayor.
birthday love. That's how we going to
It had popped up in my calendar.
The mayor.
Yes, the 31st of January. A great man was born on that day. So shout out to the
It
Mister.
wasn't gonna tell me it's about 4 or 5 tomorrow, but
Yeah, it's in mine too. I got my
birthday. I got you in the
text.
calendar, but I got a couple birthdays this yearly.
But yeah, we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Again, make sure y'all stay.
Repeats yearly.
Everybody's
Just-
birthday repeats yearly.
I'm my damn calendar, boy. Man, come on, leave me alone. Anyways, what you talking about, Camille?
We're out of here, folks. Thank you, Sir Go Getter, for the love
Hate
and the
y'all,
comments. A great show this
Hey,
week. If
thank
you're
you,
still
sir.
in the YouTube comments and you have not already liked the video, please do that as well.
Do
It
it.
helps us so much.
Do it.
And if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, and these 2K PSN streets at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae. I'll be on 2K tonight.
Hey, I play.
Yeah. You heard Cam don't say nothing.
He don't.
because I know I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna go home.
Oh, I'm gonna say. I think I did before. But shout out to Jake because me and Jake had played before, and that was fun.
I'm gonna be knocked.
I do want to shout out Shells because you gave us the title for last week's episode. So
Hey,
if you
shout
guys
out, brother.
think of something for a title for this week, shout them out now. But I am at Busburner on Twitter. Also, shout out Tyree. He won the men's Royal Rumble pool.
Shout out.
Same deal. DM us. Let us know. We'll hook you up with your
Slide.
So what they get?
They can pick some
The
free tech
swing package. But everyday _ gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We up out of here.
For sure.
I ain't listening to the microphone this week.
This man here.
I might write some bars,
Please don't.
steal some cars,
Oh shit.
float to the stars.
Hey.
Got some bars. I got some bars.
If you telling people that you got some bars,
I got them then. That's what I mean.
who you trying
This
to
nigga talking about
convince?
candy bars and shit.
I got some Snickers.
I got some bars.